In this video, I got contacted through my DMs from a wholesaler down in Florida. She had run into a seller that was going through a difficult pre-foreclosure situation, wanted me to hop on a three-way call with them, kind of walk through some options, and kind of just have a preliminary call to set the stage and kind of inform the seller of all the different options she has, let her digest that. So listen to this call knowing that we're not trying to close this first call. We're trying to build that relationship to where maybe in the second and third conversation, we have a contract. But in Florida, it's kind of more of a slow rolling process. We don't need to rush. We just want to build up that rapport. So listen to this call, take some notes, and see what these kind of conversations sound like.
So I am actually here with her, and she's gonna tell you all this story, but just to let you know a little bit, like last week, she signed an agreement with a real estate agent.
Okay.
Who promised her solution, but then she realized that she wasn't, helping her to find her next property. So she's gonna cancel that contract with her, and that's why she reached out to me back, and she's trying to find a solution. But I'm gonna just put her in the phone for you. So I know you have a lot of experience in this type of situations.
Yeah.
So I told her, I have someone that is gonna, try the best to find a solution for her. So I'm gonna.
Perfect.
Her name is Amy, and this is Michael.
Hi, Amy.
How are you? Hi there.
Hey, Amy. Well, catch me up to speed.
Oh, well, I told you that I bought the house 6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Bought a 340. I put $380,000 into it, my entire life savings.
Oh my goodness.
Looked like this. I bought it. Did everything. New fridge, new oven, new microwave, new washer, new dryer, new dishwasher,
Mm-hmm.
new air conditioning, new roof. Had all the jungle ripped out of the backyard. Didn't even walk in there. Painted inside out, everything. So my husband had 3 massive cerebral hemorrhage strokes. And he passed away last August.
I'm sorry.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, really support in ICU for 2 weeks, and then lose my brain dead. We had to pull the plug. So I lost his pension upon his death.
Wow.
He made $13,000 a month, but he was married prior to me, and she predeceased him, and he'd chosen the spouse option rather than the beneficiary option.
Okay.
His pension ended immediately, and his $2,800 a month Social Security. He was 68. He was a little older than me. I don't get until I'm 60, and I'm only 58.
You're 58, you said?
I'm 58. Yeah, I don't get it for 2 months. So, I'm a licensed Palm Beach County pug breeder. I only breed once a year, a hobby. But I have a Great Dane and 3 pugs. I just unloaded 2 pugs. Unloaded.
I wanted a Great Dane for the longest time, just big old oafs.
Yes, yeah. He terrifies people by his stature, but he's 6'4" and 140 pounds. But he's Scooby Doo, but he's afraid of his own shadow. The pugs will. But in any case, long story short, I went through. I had nothing but the house. The house was up to me. I went through the probate to have the house put in my name and homestead it. And I went through all the life insurance trying to keep up with the mortgage payments. The mortgage is quite high because my husband had his first stroke, and he was very disabled. I mean, I fed him, bathed him, clothed him the whole bit for 2 years. He was very disabled. He couldn't read or write after his strokes. A salesman came to the house when I wasn't there, who happened to be the husband of the real estate agent that sold us the house, who kept harping that we needed a new roof, and sold him a new roof for 1,768 square foot shingle roof for $93,000.
Ooh.
It was the PACE Buy Green program that Palm Beach County was supporting.
Okay.
It rolls into the property taxes. I had no idea. It rolls into property taxes. It was $43,000 roof with $48,000 interest, something like that.
Yeah.
Totaling $3,000. It represents a lien on the home, and it rolls in your property taxes. So it essentially quadrupled our non-ad valorem and doubled our mortgage.
Ouch. Hey, Amy,
Yeah.
just so I can have some context, what's the address of your home there? I know.
4061 Blue Stage Valley.
I think I sent you the payoff.
Yeah, you probably did. Hold on.
Yeah, the address is there too, so you can see all the information and how much will be the payoff to the bank and stuff.
Here, let me look this up. So just so I have a complete understanding, I see that total amount to pay Rocket Mortgage is $355. Is that including your roof or not including?
I don't know. I just got that today. I probably have to pay another $100,000 to base margin on top of that. Well, let me finish telling you about that. The Federal Trade Commission. I called everyone from Ron DeSantis to Marco Rubio to everyone about it. I was charging past by deception. I was a disabled senior citizen. And I heard crickets because Palm Beach County was taking money on it.
Okay.
In fact, someone in the office of the State Attorney General offered me $4,000 to shut up.
Oh, wow. Lovely.
Yeah, and then the Federal Trade Commission came in, interviewed me, along with many others for victims of the scam, and they sued Phase 5 Rate. So they were awarded $300 million 2 years ago. They have yet to pay one red cent to any of the victims.
Wow. So do you have any paperwork for that roof?
Absolutely.
Okay.
After the fact from the MTC, yeah. I didn't even know about it. My husband was in the hospital for
I see. Yeah, I just ran into a situation conveniently probably 3 or 4 weeks ago where the husband had passed away. He took out a very large solar loan. There was like 40 or 50,000, so it's not your 93,000, but it was still a pretty big deal, and it was a much lower value home, so it was more big of a deal in that situation. But in that particular situation, we were able to assume that solar loan, and it really wasn't much per month. Do you know what your payment is per month on that roof?
I don't know. It rolls into the property taxes.
It rolls into the property taxes. Okay,
Yeah,
I definitely have to familiarize myself more with that program and how it works.
The internet, Phase 5 Green and the FTC Phase 5 Green settlement.
Okay.
Is that payment included in your $3,800 monthly?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's included in your monthly.
It's already included. Okay. Well, that's helpful to know. Okay.
So before that, she was paying like $2,800, right?
2,600.
2,600, and then after that happened, she started paying like 3,800.
4,200.
That must be one heck of a roof, Amy.
Yeah, it's a roof. Right.
Okay. So right now I'm looking at your statement. Your deferred principal's about 35. Is that about right? How far you are behind right now?
That sounds excessive because it was 28, but
That is including probably fees and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's probably looks kind of padded to me. But
Okay.
yeah, I've been trying my best to keep up with it. After the life insurance ran out, I got renters, but then the renters didn't pay. It's the ultimate.
Yeah. So kind of paint a picture for me, Amy. What would you like to see happen? Kind of your ideal, realistic outcome. What are you hoping to have happen through this conversation?
Well, realistically, I guess I'm in pre-foreclosure,
Mm-hmm.
so I need to sell because I guess when my husband died and I got the life insurance, I guess I should have realized then that I wouldn't be able to do it for myself. I thought I could do it, and I would have been in a better position. But as it is now, and then Rocket Mortgage moved in. I had a little work at home job, their assistants paid me $45,000, but I got laid off a month ago. So that's when Rocket moved in and served me. So I have until the 13th to respond.
Okay.
And then as far as I understand, on the 13th, I have to tell them what my plans are. I don't know how to do this. I don't know who to tell.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's writing or what have you. They're not giving me any information. Not getting any information from their lawyer either. And then I believe I have 30 days to sell the house or sell it against auctions. I don't know how it works yet.
So
It's all.
the good thing in Florida is that your time period is longer. I'm actually up in Kansas City where the foreclosure timeline is more like 21 days. Well, oftentimes in Florida, it can be 3, 6, 12 months, depending on the situation. But yeah, they're going to order a court hearing You're going to be able to tell them your side. They'll either decide that your side is correct and give you more time, or they'll decide that the lender is in the right and they will schedule a foreclosure sale. At that point, it could be, depending on the situation, 30 days to 3 or 4 months before that foreclosure sale. So the good thing is there's some time here. So we don't have to act irrationally or really fast. We can just take our time and figure out what the best option is. But
That's good to know, because I had no idea, because my neighbors said that if I didn't sell this week, I would have the padlock on my door.
no, that's not how it would work. Fortunately, in Florida, you have a little bit more time. That being said, when you have a home at this price point and you have the roof situation, your fees and your interest and all of that is going to add up quickly. So it is in your interest to start taking action in some manner. You definitely don't want to wait, because that just puts you in a bad situation. So what have you tried so far?
Well, I spoke to an agent who I explained everything to, and just told her that I needed to do a contingency whereby she would help me find either a place to buy, but I don't know what I'm going to walk away with, or a place to rent. Okay. I take care of a 91-year-old Korean War veteran in my home, as well as I have a Great Dane and 3 pups. Yeah. So it's hard to find a rental with 4 dogs, especially it's normally 2 dogs and 50 pounds. And she said, absolutely. She's here for 2 hours. I signed the papers, and then she said, yeah, I can have a cash sale as soon as next week. How soon can you be out? I said, well, where am I going to go? I can't sit on the curb with my dogs. Right. And my 91-year-old. She just said, well, look on FB Marketplace. So. Yeah, so not terribly helpful. No, not helpful at all. Okay. So I need a little help to secure another place. Yep. I don't even have a car right now. Okay. I'm just on the car side. So yeah, and the more time that I can stay to figure that out would be great. But I feel that but also taking care of all this foreclosure nonsense and the fees don't do that. I can't just stay for a year and then walk away with nothing either. Right. I don't know. Right. I'm trying to figure it out. So let's just walk through some of your options. We'll see which one appeals to you the most. Okay. And you can ask me questions throughout. But number one would be my favorite plan for you, which is to reinstate the loan. You're $35,000 behind or so, and bringing that current would be ideal. Then things would go back to the way they were. But I assume that if you had that $35,000, you would have done it already. But I didn't know if you had other family, other friends, maybe a retirement account of some sort that you could tap into, or is anything like that available? No. Okay. So then, second option, have you spoken to your lender, I guess Rocket Mortgage, about a loan modification at all? For the past 5 months. Okay. They denied you? 5 months, they did not help me at all. Okay. Every time I call them, they tell me a different story. They're spinning in circles. I get a different person all the time. I didn't tell the entire story every single time. They ask me for the lease statements. I send them that. Then the next day I call and they say, oh, send us the lease statements. I already did. Every document I had to send about at least 7 or 8 times. Yeah. They never knew where they were. They never got it. Oh, it must have gone to somebody else. Or it must have gone to the wrong address. The bank statements. And it seems like, honestly, God, it just seems like they kept stretching it out, so they could reach like desperate measures, so they could get to this point. Yeah, so they're just putting you on the merry-go-round of fun. Right. Yeah. It was extremely frustrating. I've been on the phone with them 3 times a week, every week for the past 5 months. Right. And then they just slammed me out of the clear blue sky with us. Yeah. So they're just not going to be very helpful. The time I need is not true. Okay. And then, they said I would have forbearance because I would have to enter the federal survivor spouse law, and my house is homesteaded, blah, blah, blah. The widower's law or whatever in Florida that I heard about. And then the next person I talked to says, oh, no, you don't qualify for that because you're not the owner. I said, well, I am the owner. Yes, you are. Yeah. Thomas County considers me the owner. The house was left. Well, you don't own the loan, so you don't qualify for forbearance. They just had me spinning in circles.
Yeah. So I know you said earlier you did complete probate though a while back.
Yeah, last time.
Okay.
Yeah, right after.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
it was
so it
January.
sounds like loan modification. I would like to see that work for you, but I mean, can you even afford the payment as it is? What's that monthly payment? 30.
Actually, if it came back to like a regular payment amount, yes, easily.
Yeah.
3,800. I'd have to get another renter. I have 3 bedrooms.
Right. Okay. So I would like a loan modification to work out, but it seems like you've spun your wheels on that and they're just not terribly helpful. So the third option is my least favorite, but it's effective, but you do not need to do this anytime in the near future. It's a Chapter 13 bankruptcy that would stop the sale. The problem is that when you file bankruptcy, it kills your credit even more, right? It makes it to where you can't file for a loan modification and get approved. Also, during that time, after the bankruptcy, all of your arrears still keep accruing. So all of a sudden it gets to another unmanageable amount. But it is an option for you down the line. It would stop the sale if it came down to it. But I don't recommend it unless it's like a Hail Mary situation a couple days before the sale type thing. And we don't even have a sale date yet.
That costs money too.
Right, and it does. It does. Okay, so fourth option is a cash sale. Could potentially buy the house, give you plenty of time in the home afterward. I call it post-possession time. And during that period of time, maybe 30, 60, 90 days, whatever it ends up being, our team would work with you to find new housing. And I know that's going to be difficult with your pups. But
It's not.
there's always a way to find people housing. I've found housing for people that I'm not even sure how I found the deals that I found. But we would work together as a team to find these places, get you approved and all that type of stuff. You're going to want to find some sort of mom and pop type landlord. It doesn't mean the place is bad. It just means they probably have the house paid off and maybe they don't want to go through all the process of qualifying people and all that stuff. They're just good with someone with a first and last month's rent and we're good to go. So that's the type of situation you're going to want to find, and we would assist you with that. It's not just going to be, oh yeah, check out some rental sites,
Well, that sounds like my only option.
So that is one option, and it might work. Another option it's called subject to. Are you familiar with that term?
I'm not.
Subject to is basically a fancy way of saying that I could bring the loan current with my own money. So that $35,000 or so, I would bring that money, I would bring it current with Rocket Mortgage. The loan would stay, I guess it's in your ex-spouse's name or your spouse's name, correct? It would stay in their name, but I would take ownership of it. But what's cool is with subject to, all of a sudden we have some flexibility, okay? So you could stay in the home for a while and perhaps rent back. You could work with us to relist the house, maybe do a few repairs if it's necessary. It sounded like you took great care of it, but maybe do a few repairs on the home, list it for market value and partner on those proceeds. Or potentially you could rent there for long term and potentially have the option to buy it back down the line. It just provides flexibility and different options depending on the situation, what's beneficial for both of us. But there's that option as well.
That renting, I mean, people told me that I could probably rent this home for $5,000 a month.
Yeah, potentially. I'm not as in tune with Florida rental rates, and I'm sure there's short-term rentals and different things that you could do to maximize the cash flow. But the subject to, what it does is you're $0 out of pocket. I reinstate the loan, and then we have some time, some breathing room to figure out what's the best exit strategy. If it really makes sense, maybe you can stay and rent. Many times that doesn't work though, but many times we can reinstate the loan, take a couple months to find you a new property, help you move in there, and then perhaps we could list the property market value, try to get the most for it that we can, and do some sort of partner split on the proceeds to where you win and we win, and you get out from underneath this house and start your life fresh.
All right, let's think about.
What was that?
I said that's a lot to think about.
Yeah, and it sounds like a lot, and this is the first conversation of several. So don't feel like you have to make a decision right now. But again, those options were, a reinstatement, a loan modification, bankruptcy, cash sale, or subject to, just a fancy way of saying that I could take over the loan, reinstate it, get everything kosher again, end the foreclosure threat, and then we could come up with an exit plan. We would, of course, lay that out before we closed on the house. But those are some different options. I just want you to know that we're in your corner. You're not going to get foreclosed on. I've stopped probably 600 foreclosures in my life. So no matter what, you're in good hands. I just want to get you in a situation to where you're out from under this and some money in your pocket, or you're able to stay in your home long term. It just depends on what fits your criteria as ideal. So.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I'm so glad.
Do you have any other questions? I know that's kind of a lot.
Yeah, I'm just absorbing it all. I probably will, but I can't think of them right away at this moment. Just as long as Suzanne would be able to help me find something. Am I still saying your name right? Suzanne, yes. Suzanne. Okay.
Well, do you have any other questions for me while I'm here? I'm happy to let you guys chat, and we can schedule another call after this, maybe in a few days when you've had some time to kind of process this information. But happy to be a resource for you the whole journey here.
Yeah. Do you have any question, Amy? I think she's gonna take some notes, and
Okay.
yes, we can schedule a call for maybe later this week. I'm gonna take some pictures of the properties and videos.
Oh, what do I go to the court or whatever? Right. I'm supposed to respond.
Oh yeah. I have a quick question, Michael.
Yeah.
So she needs to respond that letter before the 13th, right?
Okay. Would you send me a screenshot of that letter so I can familiarize with what it says, and I could perhaps give you some better advice after I review it?
Okay.
Okay, sure.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Okay. Well, good deal. Well, I appreciate you guys taking the time. If you guys need anything, feel free to shoot me a text, or we can schedule another call. And happy to kind of help you unpack this and help you make the right decision for you.
No, thank you so much for your time. And
Oh, sure.
Thank you for your knowledge and explaining her everything.
Yeah, not a problem. I'm here anytime.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
So obviously I'm in Kansas City. It's a little bit hard for me to know the intricacies of the market down in Florida. But that lady went through a tragic death of her spouse. She was not able to collect the insurance and all the different benefits from him. It went to another ex-wife of his. So just trying to figure out what the best plan is for her. Seems like she has maybe $150,000 in equity. But in these calls, don't feel like you have to rush them to make a decision. Your job is to walk through the options, provide value. She's going through a lot right now. There's a lot to process. She's put a lot of money and effort into this house. She's not really wanting to lose it, but she sees the writing on the wall. So again, our job, walk them through the options, earn their trust by being that trusted advisor, not a greasy car salesman type investor. And then setting up a next call, a next opportunity. She wanted to talk later in the week after she's had some time to digest. And on that next call is more than likely the contract conversation. What direction would you like to go? Let's go down that path. And then you gradually guide her down that path, ink up the deal, then execute the play. So again, this can be kind of a slow roll. Do not be overzealous to get a contract. It is okay to have 2 or 3 appointments, several conversations, build up trust. That way, when the contract comes, they understand the terms of the contract. They completely get it. They understand the play that we're going to run. Then there's no unmet expectations down the road. We put all the proper terms in there. She gets it. Then we execute the play and have a good transaction. So hopefully we'll have another call with her here in a few days and come up with a plan that fits for us in terms of the profit we need to make, and fits in for the seller and helps her get to her ideal realistic expectation. So please, if this provided any value, like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTubey things. I'll see you on the next one.